Turns out Padme wasn't the only girl that Vader met from Naboo. This new girl not only would remind Darth Vader of Padme, but the possibilities were enormous. Unlimited happiness, which Vader had failed at. After the destruction of the Death Star, the Empire was in a frenzy. The one who went on a vivid rampage was Darth Vader. By any means, he had to find the ones responsible, and this led him to the Void Station, a palace-like space station which was built on an asteroid. They immediately knew it was Vader. All of them were alerted, including the Bothan Jib Kopatha, who was the main information broker. If anything happened around the galaxy, then surely he would learn about it quickly. While they were still chatting, Vader suddenly was before them. Exuding pleasantries, Jib tried his charm on Vader, but to no avail. He was choked immediately. All the others that tried to intervene were met with the same violence. Vader was in no mood for chit-chat. He went straight to the point. While still choking Jib, he informed the Bothan that his operation was left untouched solely because the Empire had use of his information. But lately, these bits of information were starting to be more speculation than fact. If he fails again, then he will be of no use to him and the Empire. If that happens, everything he cherishes will vanish. Jib pleaded to Vader, telling him that he would do whatever he wanted. With that said, Vader only had one request: locate the rebels by any means necessary. While Jib tried to make the case that finding the rebels is a near impossible task, Vader was not in the mood to hear it. He informed him that he will be back in a week's time, and if he does not have the information the Empire needs, he will no longer be of any use. Trying to repair this horrible conversation, Jib again tries to charm Vader, telling Vader that he doesn't need to leave so soon. They have a lot that might interest Vader, from rare foods to rare beverages and even other delights that they can offer. Blossom wine, and perhaps even this beauty hailing from Naboo. For a second, Vader stood silent. It seemed he had forgotten about Naboo, and the Nabooan girl reminded him of someone long forgotten. No, he answered twice. No, and turned back, trying to leave as soon as possible. At the same time, we move to a feline female, trying to relay to the rest of her group that Vader is getting ready to leave. They must use this opportunity right now. While Zur was still mindful that they are rushing, Shura was adamant that this had to work. All they needed to do was hide quietly while she lures Vader into the inevitable trap. She approached Vader, pleaded with him that she had an urgent message, but Vader was completely disinterested. However, she knew what would pique his interest. She went on to tell the Sith Lord that because of her closeness to Jib, she was well informed of the ins and outs of every piece of information that floats around their way. She basically knew everything and told Vader that Jib is not telling him everything he knows about the rebellion, implying that he is definitely withholding information. Then she proceeds to ask Vader to move to a more secluded area, claiming this was too public, and if somebody finds out about her talking, they would end her life for sure. Vader agreed to go with her. As they went down some steps, Vader proceeded to ask her about the rebellion. Did she know where exactly they were located? Shura answered no, but she can tell him that this is the place where he will die. This is for everything that he did to the feline people. As Zur fired, the bolt was immediately rejected by Vader. Shura had a knife, naively trying to stab Vader. The Sith simply took her down with one hit. The others appeared from the shadows, all pointing their guns at Vader. Shura kept reminding Vader of what he did. Husbands, wives, children, all dead at the hands of this dark monster. He would never be able to run from his past. Vader replied that he had no other choice. With the lightsaber now ignited, he proceeded to demolish the group. He picked them off one by one. While most of them were crafty, Vader was totally ready. Only one was able to hit him in the shoulder. That was Zur. In anger, he fired uncontrollably at Vader, but the Sith jumped out of range, and as a result, Zur killed one of his own accidentally. It was basically over. Vader picked off the rest without any hesitation, as much as they wanted to put up a fight. In the end, they were no match for the Dark Lord of the Sith. One last thing, before he left, he grabbed Shora by the throat, exclaiming that he does not like to get reminded of his past. Before she died, Shona said that Vader would never be able to escape it. With all this, he had evaded a near-death experience. Vader had demolished every single perpetrator. Shortly thereafter, he immediately returned to his ship. With his past lingering in his mind, he left disappointed of this whole ordeal. Not only did he not get what he wanted, but was reminded of something he was desperately trying to forget. With that, we end today's episode. Vader's past was always a tricky thing for him, and in this Legends comic, it shows us that even after a long time had passed, Vader's memories were still lingering and even bothering him to a point. In conclusion, what are your thoughts to all of this? At this point, should Vader still be sort of triggered or go on a tangent? Leave your comments and your likes down below, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching this video. Your support is always greatly appreciated. Have a fun day, my friends, and before you go, may the Force be with you always.